Hey there, welcome back to another video. Today I have the 2023 Hyundai Palisade Limited, which I think might just be the best bang for the buck in the lineup. So yes, it's true, a lot of people do title their videos best bang for the buck because I think it's one of those titles that just gets people's attention, and when they're shopping for a new vehicle, they simply want the best value overall for what their budget can afford. So I think the Limited does just that, although it is pushing that $50,000 mark, but I still think it offers a lot for the money. Now, if you're curious about other trims of the 2023 Palisade, I do have a video of the SE base model as well as the XRT, because those are the only trims that I've had access to thus far. And if you're curious about all the changes for the 23 model year here on the Palisade, I do have a video detailing just that, going over all of the pricing and all of the changes per trim. So I'll go ahead and leave a card if you guys want to check that out, but make sure to come back to this video and take a look at this Limited. Now, when it comes to the Limited, this is one of the trims that received the least changes from the 2022 model year in terms of features and pricing. Both of those stayed relatively consistent. However, one notable addition was the third row heated seats start on the Limited and also go up to the calligraphy. But in terms of a subtraction in this trim level, it also lost the Napa leather option and gained regular leather. So this is the trim that sits between the H-Tech leatherette seating surfaces and the Napa leather of the calligraphy. So this one gets just regular leather. So that is a technical downgrade from the last model year. But outside of these two things, there really wasn't much that changed for the 23 model year. But let's go ahead and take a look at this particular Limited and show you what you get. And just a quick note before we begin this video, if you guys are enjoying this content and are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It greatly helps out these videos. We are fast approaching that 1,000 subscriber threshold, so once we do, it'll definitely unlock some more possibilities. So make sure to subscribe if you guys are enjoying the content. So you might have been thinking this entire time that this is a black Palisade. However, that is not the case. This is actually the Moonlight Cloud dark blue exterior color, and this Palisade also has the black leather interior. But as we get a little bit closer here, you can kind of see that blue come out. It is an extremely dark blue, especially here in this overcast sky. It's starting to brighten up just a little bit, but it definitely looks black in a lot of scenarios. But up front, you'll receive the same exterior refresh as all 2023 Palisades with the new grille, new headlight design, new daytime running lights, and slightly revised bumpers. Up top are your LED turn signals. The daytime running lights run vertically, as well as your LED projector headlights. Down below has the dark silver accent trim. There are front parking sensors here on the Limited, and your front camera for the 360 surround vision camera system. But overall, this front end looks very nice and very high end, even on the lower trims, as you guys saw in my SE video. So overall, it's a very premium looking SUV. Now, coming over to your wheels and tires, these are your 20-inch alloy wheels, which have a machine/gray accent finish to them. These are 245/50 20-inch Hankook S1 Noble 2 tires, but these are a Limited specific wheel, so this is the only trim where you see this wheel design. The Limited also features the black plastic trim around the lower portions of the body, whereas the calligraphy has paint match trim, so that is a distinction between the two. You have your satin chrome trim on the bottom, as well as your door handles, window trim, and roof rails up top. This does have Hyundai Digital Key 2, which features the Android as well as iPhone and some Samsung device compatibility. So this is one of the first vehicles in the Hyundai lineup to feature that. As far as your mirrors go, you have your LED turn signals on the outside. All Palisades receive auto dimming mirrors on all three mirrors, so both side mirrors as well as your interior rear view mirror is auto dimming, blind spot detection, and they are heated as well. Coming to the back, you'll find your LED taillights. These are full LEDs, as they state right on them. Full LED system. It looks very cool. I'm not sure if this is on other trims as well, but I do like that little embroiderment in there. You'll find more of the satin chrome in the back as well, along the lower bumper sections. Your reverse lights are down here in the bumper. Rear camera system, H-Track badge because this one is all-wheel drive. Dual outlet exhaust here on the right side of the vehicle. There's your cameras in the bottom of the side mirrors for that 360 vision system, as well as the blind view detection system. There's your two glass panes for the sunroof, and they are separate. So let's go ahead and take a look on the interior, see what you get here in the Limited. Like I mentioned, this one does have the black interior, so this is overall a very dark scheme and color combo. On the door panel, you'll find soft touch materials throughout, including up here on the top. You have your nice accent trim here in the darker gray, which kind of has a unique design to it. 2-person memory driver's seat, power windows, mirrors, and locks. Lots of storage down in the bottom, as you guys have seen in my other Palisade videos. The Limited does get a nicer door sill plate here. And there you can see your power driver's seat, including the power thigh extension and 4-way power lumbar, so up, down, in and out. And this is the leather trim, like I mentioned, instead of the H-Tech leatherette or the Napa leather. So this is in between those two. And it definitely feels nicer than the H-Tech, I have to say. But I have to compare it to the Napa because we haven't had hands-on with that one yet. But overall, it does look very nice, and I'm sure it feels very comfortable. To the left of the steering wheel, you find all the stuff that you'll find on the XRT as well. This is the gauge illumination, the tow haul mode specific to all-wheel drive Palisades, traction control off, your power liftgate function, and your electronic parking brake. But before we get going too much on the interior, one thing I want to mention is this does have the Harman Kardon premium audio system. But as far as the digital gauge cluster goes, you'll notice this is the very familiar design from the Santa Fe upper trim levels. However, this is different from the lower Palisade trim levels, as this one is the fully configurable gauge cluster, not just the 4.2-inch screen in the center. So when you change the drive modes, you'll see the gauge dials change, and there are a couple other settings you can change in the infotainment system as well. Steering wheel is leather wrapped with paddle shifters on the back. On the left side, you have your audio, Bluetooth voice command controls. On the right, you have all your driver assistance technology, including highway driving assist, lane follow assist, all that good stuff with the Hyundai Safety Suite. Automatic headlights with auto high beam assist. Wiper stock over here. These are rain sensing. But overall, you'll see you have a nice gloss black trim around the gauge cluster and the infotainment system. Speaking of the infotainment system, this is the new 12.3-inch system with built-in navigation, wired Android Auto, wired Apple CarPlay. This is the second vehicle in the Hyundai lineup to feature this system. The Ioniq 5 was the first one to have the larger 12-inch screen. Overall, very intuitive system. Like I mentioned, this one does have the 360 view camera, very high resolution. You can even augment reality, look around the vehicle. Since this driver door is open, that's why it looks a little strange like that, but very cool. And if you want it to match your Palisade, well, I guess you have to get a white one. But as far as the infotainment system goes, this has the same driver profiles, which you can link to the driver memory seating. Built-in navigation on all Palisades. That is a standard feature across all Palisades. But overall, a very easy to use system with lots of features. And the Limited trim also features a 10-inch heads-up display, which you should be able to see there quite clearly in the glass. Below the infotainment system, there's a ton of hard touch buttons, which I give Hyundai props to. In most of their vehicles, they still have hard touch physical buttons. Very easy to use. You have the programmable button here, which you can program to do certain shortcuts on the infotainment system, and that's also found here on the left side of the steering wheel. You have dual zone automatic climate control up front with another third automatic zone in the rear, which we'll get to in a second. But you can access the climate control in the rear on the infotainment system, which is nice. Push button gear selection, auto hold. Lots of drive modes because this is an all-wheel drive Palisade, and you do have the center differential lock with 50/50 torque distribution front and rear. Hill descent control, parking sensor on-off button, stop start off, as well as your 360 parking camera like I mentioned. Heated and ventilated front seats with heated steering wheel here on the Limited. And one thing I do want to mention here is that when you do the left and right turn signals, it'll pop up here in the gauge cluster, and that is part of that exterior camera system that I was just mentioning. Nice cubby here in the center. Here's your proximity key. It does have remote start on the key fob. The calligraphy will have the remote smart parking assist function. So if you want that, you have to go up to the calligraphy trim. Wireless phone charger has been upgraded to 15 watts for the 2023 model year, and this is also your digital key location. The only USB-A port here in the center is right here, and this is for using the wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on the infotainment system. Cup holders, very large. I do like how they spin out of the way so you can allocate space as you see fit. Armrest has nice stitching. Inside is a USB-C and 12-volt outlet. And below the center console here, you'll find additional storage space with an additional USB-C charging port and a 12-volt outlet. So like I mentioned in my other videos, I do like this space and it's very useful, especially if you have a family or anything like that. Up top, you do have an upgraded headliner, which is lighter than the seats. It's not a dark headliner. It's kind of a gray tan, I guess, if you will. LED lighting. Auto dimming rear view mirror with garage home link on the bottom. There's a mirror for you to use for the kids in the back. More interior LED lighting, Blue Link SOS. You do have your shade control for the rear fixed glass roof. And of course your single sunroof up top here. But yeah, overall a very nice space here in the front seat. Let's go ahead and check out the back. Nice large door opening overall. The door panel materials are going to follow through from the front, so soft touch up here, soft touch armrest of course. Overall a very attractive design with your silver accented tweeter in the back seat. Window shades for rear seat passengers. This is a 7-person only configuration here on the Limited. If you want 8-passenger Palisade, you have to go to the SE or SEL Premium. So those are the only 2 trims that offer the 8-passenger. There's your adjustments for the rear seat. So you have rear seat back recline as well as your electronic release for getting access to the 3rd row. Seats look very nice, like I said, with the accent piping on them. A little bit of design up top. Here's a look at the front seat. AC vents on the roof, LED lighting. And there's your large 2nd and 3rd row fixed glass. Overall it looks very nice. 2 matte pockets on the back of the front seats. Here's Type-C charging ports. Heated and ventilated 2nd row seat. There's your automatic 3rd zone control, 12 volt, and a 150 watt outlet. And one thing that's cool about this is there's a little safety mechanism in here, so you have to spin it to actually get, you know, something plugged in so kids aren't poking at it or anything like that. So that is a very cool feature, I think, that Hyundai implemented, and it's a nice safety feature. But yeah, overall, very nice, very comfortable 2nd row seats. These are new for 23, the little side nets on the seats. Let's go ahead and get access to the 3rd row so I can show you guys all the space back there. But overall, the 3rd row is going to be the same as some of the other Palisades with a few nice additions. So I'll go ahead and get back in here. These are your carpeted floor mats. I just moved them out of the way. But here you can see the Limited has the USB-C 3rd row charging ports, as well as the 3rd row heated seats on the outside 2 positions. So that's a sweet feature, and it also has the power seat back recline. So you can go ahead and recline the seat. Overall, very nice and luxurious here in the 3rd row of the Palisade Limited. Of course, you have 2 cup holders, speaker, vent up top. And then one thing to note here in the back is this is your ultrasonic occupant alert. I have a video on this if you guys want to check out how it functions. But basically, when the vehicle is turned off, it monitors the interior of the vehicle. And if there's any movement, it will sound the alarm on the vehicle and alert you in the Blue Link app. So we'll go ahead and finish it up here in the back with the cargo space. Of course, you do have the power liftgate on the Limited and some of the lower trim levels as well. Limited features the upgraded audio system, so it does have a built-in subwoofer, 12-volt outlet. Here's your 2nd row folding release, and your 3rd row are fully powered. So you can see right there, fully power seats, 1 touch, very nice. There's some additional storage underneath the floor, including your emergency roadside jack. A few tie downs here. There is a tie down just behind the 2nd row as well. So if you have large cargo items, you can use these tie downs. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here on the passenger front side. All the materials are going to be the same over here. The seat is power with 2-way lumbar. It's not a 4-way lumbar, so it just has front and back. Still very nice amount of adjustment for the seats. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up the Palisade Limited. So if you have seen any of my other Palisade videos, you'll know that they all share the same powertrain. This is a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6, gasoline direct injected. It puts out 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. through an 8-speed traditional automatic transmission, both either front or all-wheel drive depending on the configuration of your Palisade. So that's going to wrap up this video on the 2023 Hyundai Palisade Limited. If you have any questions or comments on the Limited trim or other trims, make sure to leave a comment down below. I enjoy engaging with you guys. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit that like button. It greatly helps out these videos and the channel. And if you guys are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're quickly approaching that 1,000 subscriber threshold, and that should unlock some new possibilities here in the near future. So with all that being said, make sure to check out some of the other videos if you're interested. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one.